Zdravo! Ja sam Olivera Matović, vlasnica i nastavnica u online školi poslovnog engleskog 𝗀𝗱ः his𝘀. U mojoj školi pomažem ljudima kojima je poslovni engleski neophodan da njime konačno ovladaju i steknu više samopouzdanja u njegovoj upotrebi. Naš glavni cilj jeste da se oni oslobode u razgovoru u nekim svakodnevnim poslovnim situacijama i naravno da se bolje predstave pred svojim inostranim klijentima i kolegama. Ovo je serijal Nauči danas za bolje sutra. To continue in English, press 9. Today, I'm going to talk to you in English because that is how I teach my lessons, and I want to share with you the key English phrases for successful meetings. I hope you're going to like it, enjoy it, and that it is going to be useful for your future meetings. Okay, let's start with our first phrase for today. It is to call a meeting to order. To call a meeting to order means to start the meeting. For example, our supervisor called the meeting to order after everyone arrived. As opposed to calling a meeting to order, we can also adjourn a meeting. It is spelled ADJOURN. Adjourn is the pronunciation. To adjourn a meeting means to end it. For example, we adjourned the meeting until the next day, or we adjourned the meeting after we finished discussing all the points in the agenda. The next phrase is to call on someone to speak. This phrase means to ask someone to speak or to give someone a permission to speak. For example, the chairman called on me to speak at today's meeting. That means that he asked me to talk probably about a project that I am working on. The next phrase that I want to share today is circulate the agenda. Pay attention to the pronunciation, circulate. Circulate the agenda. To circulate the agenda means to distribute this list of information about what you are going to discuss at the meeting to everybody at the meeting. For example, we circulated the agenda at the beginning of our meeting. Or I was late to the meeting and I wasn't there when they circulated the agenda. Now, the next three phrases are very similar. They have the same word, but they actually mean very different things. So I'm going to start with the first one, and that is to make a motion. At a meeting, you can make a motion, and that means that you are making a suggestion or a proposal. For example, the manager made a motion to make our working day an hour shorter, and everybody loved it. So, if you loved it, you actually seconded the motion. It means that you formally agreed with that proposal or suggestion. For example, I seconded the motion to leave an hour early every day. And finally, if you didn't like it, I don't know who wouldn't like this motion, but let's say that there was a motion to make the working day an hour longer, you could defeat that motion. It means to reject or defeat an idea or a proposal in a meeting. For example, everybody defeated the motion to make our working day 1 hour longer. So these three phrases all include the word motion, but actually you're going to use them to say sometimes even opposite things. The next phrase that I want to talk about sounds very different from what it means. The phrase is take minutes. Now, it doesn't mean to look at the time. It doesn't mean to count how long somebody's speaking. To take minutes actually means to write down what happened at the meeting, who said what, and so on. So meeting minutes are actually like an agenda that is written during the meeting that you can, for example, you can send it to someone who didn't attend the meeting. And very often, companies have the obligation to keep meeting minutes for some of their shareholders or something like that. So basically, whenever somebody speaks or whenever something is discussed, there is usually a person at the meeting who takes those minutes, and that is an official document very often in companies. So for example, I usually take minutes at our monthly club meeting. One last phrase I have for you today is a follow-up meeting. A follow-up meeting is a meeting in which we discuss something from the previous meeting or something that we have already discussed in the past. So we follow up what we have already talked about. For example, since we haven't finished discussing all the points from the agenda in this meeting, we will have a follow-up meeting tomorrow to finish everything. Or we just announced a big project and we're going to have a follow-up meeting to set our first milestones. Well, that's all that I have for you today, but before I leave you, I want to tell you one last thing that you need to know when it comes to learning business English or any other type of English or any other language or anything else in the world. Listening to a video is not enough. It is not even enough if you wrote down these phrases in a notebook that you're going to put away and forget about. What you need to do now is action. You need to use them if you want to get comfortable with them. So take a chance at your next meeting in English and try at least one of these phrases. If you don't have meetings in English yet, try to write a sentence with these phrases in your notebook and read it. Try to talk to your friends in English or do any kind of action that will make it worthwhile. It's just not enough to listen to something in order to make it your own. The only thing that's going to help with that is practice. So I truly hope that you're going to use that and make progress. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful and that you're going to really use this knowledge. If you have any questions whatsoever about this or anything else related to English or business English, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below this video or to reach out to me through my website or social media. You can find all of these links below this video. And of course, if you want to work with me, you can reach out through all of those channels as well. I work with individuals in one-on-one classes adapted to their own needs and their own schedule, and I work in group classes with companies who want to make sure that their employees can present them in the best possible light. So I hope to talk to some of you soon and see you. Bye!